Far out. There's nothing like a trip to the family accountant to sober you up. I've just spent the last 40 minutes calling out figures on faded receipts to Todd Doherty, who promised to get my tax return done ASAP so I don't have to exist on 2/3 of bugger all. What's particularly mortifying is that Todd and I went to high school together, and while he's probably on a six-figure salary, he's well aware that I'm flat out finding $6. Dire is the word Todd used to describe my financial situation. Although he did say it with a kindly smile, which I appreciated. If only I had assets which were appreciating. My trusty old Corolla, which I'm currently driving to my parents' house in Rockhampton, is my sole valuable possession. Well, that and my Anne of Green Gables collection and my Kelpie, Glenda. I weave along these wide Rockhampton streets like a Dodgem car with the rink to myself, knowing when I recount my morning to my bestie Rosie, I'll get a great giggle from her. Ah, Rocky. Our claims to fame are our wide streets, the fact that trains run down the centre of these wide streets, and that the roundabouts within these wide streets are dotted with statues of fiberglass bulls, as befits the beef capital of Australia. Speaking of trains, there's one whizzing beside me now. I think Rocky is the only place on earth where trains just seem to sneak up and share the road with you. It's as if one moment they're all docked having a cappuccino and the next they're tailgating you to Waha Chinese. I feel a sudden wave of nostalgia as I pass Paradise Plaza and get closer to home, because nearly every corner holds a familiar story. There's the Hungry Jacks that used to be a cash converters, the laneway beside the fish and chip shop where we'd down teenagers? That doesn't seem right. The laneway behind the cinema, where as teenagers we'd down West Coast coolers, and Holy Mackerel, the fish and chip shop where we bought dinner on Friday nights. Apparently, the new owners of Holy Mackerel recently got done for selling drugs over the counter. Can you imagine? I'll have 2 pieces of battered snapper and $5 worth of chips. Wink, wink. Still, you'd be hard-pressed to find more salt of the earth, give you the shirt off their back, nylon football shorts-wearing people than those of Rockhampton. Mum and Dad are a classic case in point, though Dad doesn't wear football shorts, thank God. 40 years ago, the two of them started a combined news agency and after-5 dress shop called All About Town. Surprisingly, the combo worked. And 18 months ago, they sold up to a couple from Newcastle who'd promised to keep the business going, but within 6 weeks had converted it into a waxing parlour called Gone Bush. As I drive past the old shop now, a rush of memories comes flooding back. Lenny, Max and I pretty much grew up in All About Town. I was selling gold lotto tickets way before I was legally able to do so, and my brothers, with their easy access to certain magazines, were very popular at school. My own weakness wasn't so much capitalising on the magazines as the chocolates. I'd give them to boys I had a crush on. I still remember the day Mum said, "I don't know, Brian, we just seem to always be running out of mint patties." Looking sideways at me, Dad had replied, "I can tell you exactly where those mint patties are going, Denise. They're going to Paddy Parker, Paddy White and Paddy Sadler." My brothers had burst into laughter and I'd burst into tears and run for the refuge of the back office.